talking a lot about the superpowers that she has, but they're not really trying to use them anymore. Because now they're using the traditional by the procurement book method. 7:35. Let's go to the phones here. I know someone who was scratching her head as part of that oversight hearing last night. Minority Leader Senator Telo Taitague. Good morning, Senator. Thank you for taking our call.
Hi, good morning, Chris, and good morning, Sabrina.
Good morning.
I guess just we've got some questions, obviously, but we'll just give you the floor real quick. What was your takeaway from that oversight hearing last night?
Well, it was very long, but it was well worth it. I think there needs to definitely be a second hearing, a continuation. I was just very, very disappointed on the onset when they decided to send us over a statement that they were going to hide behind throughout the whole meeting. Look at our statement that we provided us within less than an hour before we went on the air. You didn't even give us a chance to review it. And of course, that was their intent. I think that truly was their intent. And I called out high about it. I said, it was very disingenuous what you did. Oh, we were not being disingenuous. I'm like, how are we going to be able to see what you wrote and being able to, dissect this and ask questions on something that we don't even have a time to research. But one of the things I figured they were going to use was the Organic Act of Guam. It's when all else fails and people are starting to dig in, or if there's a mistake that was made, use the Organic Act of Guam. The governor has the ultimate power, and that's exactly what they did, for him to say we're citing the Organic Act of Guam in her power. But hey, you guys, your favorite commentator was on, and I made a statement earlier about Mary Rhodes and her comments. It was contradictory to what High was saying, that Mary Rhodes was the one that negotiated all these hotels, and that was absolutely not true. So, lie number one. And thank goodness Mary came on. I mean, Mary just really schooled them and just, slapped Carlo Branch a new one. It was priceless. But the best part of it was she had a chance to speak her mind. The one person I was disappointed not being there was Homeland Security, Tim Uggan. His name was brought out a couple times during some kind of negotiations with I don't know who. Maybe
it made it sound like Tim Uggan was the one who just screwed the pooch on the whole thing. It started with him. He didn't do what he was supposed to do. So the governor said, "Hi, get in here, take over." That's what it seemed like.
I mean, but that's what they said, and we saw that they said a lot of things last night that were contradicted by the people that they said those things about.
Right.
Absolutely, Mr. Byrne. Oh, that was priceless too. Your girl did another one that it irritated Director Byrne so much that I'm not here to answer your question, Mary.
Right, yeah.
So
I thought we were being transparent. That's what I don't understand.
What did she say? Oh, I thought it's people's money or
yeah,
something
she was like,
that.
I'm just a taxpayer. That's all.
I'm just a taxpayer.
Yeah.
That was priceless again.
And man, let me just tell you my Ed Byrne story. I'm just very disappointed because he's always been so forthright and so accessible, but what I'm seeing is you got people like Ed Byrne, Linda DeNorsi, Claudia Faggi. These people, they kind of had, or at least I thought, most of them had a good reputation. And so we had Ed Byrne on here about these electronic fund transfer payments that were made, and he had committed to giving us information about other payments that were A, going to be made, and B, the amounts, and then whether or not they were made. So he said right here on the radio that, no problem, I'll get you guys that information. So after the show, I sent him a follow-up email. A whole week went by, no response. So I had to FOIA the information. And then he extended the FOIA, so that means we got to wait until May 30th.
To get it for you. Right.
I mean, and it's not like he doesn't have the information. It's electronic fund transfer. It's right up there in the computer. You just put a boom. Or actually, in his case, you just bada boom, bada bing.
Yeah, and bada boom, bada bing. A pound a dollar short, a pound.
Penny.
No, but I was very disappointed in Byrne. He's really a good guy to be able to answer the question. He might be very cautious and divulge only small parts of information so that he doesn't get in trouble. But we know that he's been, he's following the directions of Adelup.
And is that even? I mean, when the governor's legal counsel came on and they Senator Sabina, the oversight, asked him, "What's your job?" What was his response? His response was, "My job is to follow the governor's orders."
And I've been given a gag order to make sure I don't say anything else because the governor gagged me.
I thought was interesting was the Assistant Attorney General, Jessica Toft, and then I think it was Stephanie Manjola, the two that appeared on behalf of the AG's office, and the fact that Levin Camacho didn't even show up, and how they were saying that, well, we have attorney-client privilege, so we can't necessarily answer specific questions. And like Chris and I have said, we thought that the Attorney General was representing the people of Guam. I mean, why would he be representing, or the office be representing the governor?
Yeah, and
did anybody hear? Yeah, and Sabrina, did anybody, or did you hear? I haven't had a chance to. Of course, we were up late. Now I'm studying for the Attorney General's budget hearing this morning. So I'm curious to find out if he shows up for that one. And maybe he was sick or something was wrong. That he couldn't make it in a family emergency. But I really would
ridiculous.
Like to know. Did you hear anything?
This
did
is
you
a
guys
big.
Hear anything at all?
Hear anything about which?
That why he did not show up?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Okay, so I didn't either. That's then.
It was just these two attorneys that showed up, Jessica and Stephanie, and I don't think anybody said where, or even asked where is
where
he?
They were. Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess hopefully we'll have that opportunity today when we have the budget hearing for the Attorney General's office today.
Right, unless one of your colleagues comes up with some kind of weird rule that he can't ask him anything about anything important.
And when has Telo ever followed the rule, you guys? Come on. No, I am definitely going to ask because there is a request for an opinion that I sent out to the Attorney General. And I cited a law, and I think I told you about this, you guys. I cited the law that in the event he does not provide that opinion within a certain amount of days, that he would have to pay a fine of $100 a day. Now, I cited that law, sent it to him when I asked for an opinion. He is so late right now. He's so late. So I was wondering, did he get my note? Does he understand? He sure does, because during that interview he had regarding the double pay, his opinion, there was a comment made by him saying that I have to get this to Senator Snogestein or so I'll have to pay $100. Well, then now he recognizes it. And now he's going to have to pay $100 because he failed to give me the opinion this week. So I'm going to ask him that. And frankly, I don't care
Senator,
if he rules on questions.
He's only the lawyer for the Democrats. I think you're in the wrong party if you want an opinion.
Isn't that shameful? I mean, we thought we thought by electing an attorney general, we would have somebody who could be very honest, transparent, and unbiased, totally unbiased, by having an elected AG instead of one appointed by the governor. I think we should have two. One appointed by the people of Guam that represents the people of Guam, and then the Attorney General, who she can pick whoever she wants to be an attorney. Or wait a minute, does she have? She has high.
Yeah, you have like two or three. The Lori Tumeneg, she was there, governor, part of the governor's legal team. Who else was there? Sophia Diaz and High.
Oh yes.
The three people.
Between them,
and you still needed to ask the AG for guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, did those guys take the procurement class? I was wondering the whole time, like, man, do we need to get John Brown in here and just do like while we got you all here, John Brown's going to do a real quick procurement primer, because obviously I don't know what kind of legal counsel doesn't know how to procure or to follow basic
and the fact that you didn't even ask the chief procurement officer, but just CC emails.
And Senator, let me ask you, so it was clear in that this is the first real good look that we've had at the governor's legal counsel.
Absolutely.
Right? And so I know he hid behind that statement. I felt like the responses that you guys were getting were very catty, were very petty, were very confrontational, and downright disrespectful.
Yeah, Carlo Branch's statement to Jim Moylan when Jim Moylan asked about the conflict of interest, which I was hoping it would extend a little bit to provide credibility into the conflict of interest when questioning High, to get him to the point after. Do you think this? Were you an attorney over at the Bank of Guam? Are you the son-in-law of the governor? When you went after the Pacific Star and did the negotiation, didn't you think at that point, because of your relationship, things like that, to kind of put it to a light but it was quickly asked, so he quickly answered with no, I don't think there was a conflict of interest. Are you kidding me? So what do we do now on this? Do we have an ethics panel that was put together?
Oh yeah, you can file a complaint with the ethics commission. Oh wait, yeah, no, you can't.
Who is appointed?
They don't have a budget. They don't have an office. They don't.
Yeah, but who appoints the ethics board?
Yeah, the governor.
Exactly. Things need to be put in order besides procurement. And Senator Sabina Paris. I was getting texts like, oh, this is so slow, it's so dragging out. I don't think so. She was making points. Yeah. She was hitting on points that were very, very important. It might not be as fast speaking like some of us, but she was hitting the points and going down it chronologically. Yeah, exactly. And she was reading from Attorney Brown's comments too. He sent me some comments as well, and I looked at it So because procurement is very difficult and to follow along how things move. But the one thing that at the beginning, I'm guilty of it too, because I went straight in and asked a question so quickly without, dragging it on, was there payment made before a contract was signed? And it was, and I asked Byrne, and there was payment before a contract was signed.
Yeah. Remember, Senator, there was
negotiate Pacific Star right after you told us at the beginning that no, you didn't. It was Mary Torres did all the negotiation. Did you negotiate it? So we've got so much that we can build on, and then go back, research. Therese Chalahi was asking excellent questions. Excellent questions.
Yeah.
So she was ready to.
You want to talk about a lawyer? I felt like she cross-examined them guys, and they didn't know what to say after that because they were totally exposed.
Exactly. And the first question she asked that I thought was amazing was, well, who here is representing the Attorney General? Is it Stephanie or is it Law?
Yeah, because they're all representing the governor.
Yeah, exactly. So
what did you make of Assistant Attorney General Jessica Toft? Was it just me, or was there like a tone there, sassing? I don't know, or is that just how she talks? Because it seemed pretty obvious that.
I don't know. I've never really met her, but I do know that she sounded irritated.
Yeah.
And it's a job that she's supposed to do, to provide this information. And it was, I think the tone kind of calmed down a little bit when Therese Chalahi started speaking. And that's so wrong. Just because I'm not a lawyer and you think I'm just some grassroots person, you can talk to me like that? Mm-hmm. No, that's wrong. She serves the people of Guam. I believe her paycheck comes from our tax-paying money.
I think that's really on display with these responses. Like, no, you don't work for the governor. Mm-hmm. You work for the people of Guam.
Exactly, and have a little bit of respect. I really, Carlo Branch, to make that comment to Jim Moylan, that he's so obsessed with the 19th floor was uncalled for. But
well, I think Carlo has zero credibility. I think that on a personal level with me, when we did this story on the deputy director that was hired over at DISID, he basically tried to BS me, and I felt like before that we had you're on that side, I'm on this side. Mm-hmm. You do what you got to do, I'll do what I got. But the minute you try and really just go in and lie, I can't even.
By the way, have you guys ever had Tim Uggan on?
No, I don't. Yeah, he's on leave apparently.
He's on leave, but you've had him on your show before or never?
No, I think we're gonna. Well, how it works is
let's get him on.
We gotta.
You have to ask Adelup.
Yeah, we gotta ask Adelup. So, and what do you think they're gonna say?
This
I think
is an area that deals with federal.
Right.
Almost 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Federal, Homeland Security, and for him to take the direction of the governor and not. Oh my gosh, no.
I think Tim Uggan is he like going to be the new Linda and Pinko DeNorsi, where they're just going to say all these things for him, and then when we hear from him, it's going to be a totally different story because they are really. I don't get it. Linda herself is saying what she's saying, and you have Carlo Branch trying to say, no, that's not what she means. You had the governor saying, oh, no, she couldn't recall. Or whatever. No, I don't even.
Sabrina, did you see that part? It was priceless. I'm trying to look into the video to see where is Linda sitting with Loft.
She's sitting with Jessica Toft.
That must have been awkward.
But not just there, but where at? It's almost like they had a guard for her. Sure, she stays up. But where are they sitting at? It almost looks like the governor's office over at Adelup, that they were trying to keep her under wraps. And you and I, we all know Linda. Mm-hmm. She's not going to go down for anybody.
Right.
She's going to cover her,
right.
and cross her T's and dot her I's.
Correct.
But it was priceless when they asked Linda a question the very first time, and someone said that, we can't hear, can you speak up? And then quickly, I think it was Carlo Branch, ready to speak on her behind, and she goes, they're asking me the question.
Right.
I'm speaking.
Yeah.
Oh, that was priceless. You go, girl, Linda. Mm-hmm. You go. I'm telling you, don't let them speak for you. You cover your CYA.
Right. What are you guys going to do, Senator? Because I think it's pretty clear if you watch the hearing, like we all did, there's something's got to be done. I mean, it's clear that the people who refuse to do questionable things, they're sticking to their story. And it was all on display for us. You know that.
Absolutely.
That Claudia
it's all
Faggi,
on the record.
Claudia Faggi said, "Why am I going to help you when you already paid people? I don't want no part of this mess."
Yes.
Linda and Pinko DeNorsi. I mean, Hike said he didn't lead Pacific Star, and Linda said, "Yes, you did."
Mm-hmm.
This is
They said Mary Rhodes was involved with Pacific Star.
And then she said,
"No, I wasn't."
Yeah. So, Senator, are these? I don't know what to call it. Are they are these lies, or are they just like being a lawyer?
Well, it sounds to me like the governor's got a lot explaining to do.
Well, you know how that works. We're
doesn't.
going to get our head bit off at the next press conference.
Well, I think, no, it doesn't. The people of Guam, I'm just so proud of everyone who's been paying attention to what's really going on in this government. And they're being a part of it. They're sending in letters. They're calling your stations. They're calling senators and individuals and saying, wait, this is wrong. You guys need to keep pushing. And that's exactly what that needs to happen. I think those marches down at Adelup that are going on, this is great. Accountability. So I don't know what. I remember when you guys first started this radio station, radio program on the COVID-19. For the longest time, she wasn't taking phone calls. She wasn't reaching out to the public, letting people know what's going on. And it was because of the push of the people of Guam that then she comes in and has this 1 o'clock in the afternoon, well, I couldn't say 1 o'clock, but 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock press conferences. Because it was called out. She was called out for it. So now that we had this procurement and information that was brought up by her administration, as well as those who do not want to follow the sinking ship, to come out and say what they did, it's all exposed now. So now it's in her court. What are you going to do to rectify this? What are you going to do? It's going to take more than an apology. That's for sure. Well,
they haven't apologized. They've doubled down, they tripled down, and they're just, I use my powers, that's that.
The biggest part that really gets me is that we've reached out, myself, I know I've written a couple letters to her to ask to reach out to us, to all come together and take the politics out of this. The bipartisanship,
maybe you need to be buddies with Senator Will Castro, because he looks like he's in with Adelup.
Or yeah, exactly. So I've asked him that question too. I said, "Hey, buddy, I didn't know this was going down. What's up?" Mm-hmm. So I'm just curious now what the next step is.
Yeah.
This is out in the open. There's going to be a second public hearing, and that's the one everybody should get their popcorn and their notepad.
Right.
You know, the crazy thing is that Josh Denorio was on here and he said, yeah, there's all these red flags. I didn't realize it was like a whole field of red flags. Like, my God.
It was a good one. And I'm really, really happy that we went into recess, that it was not, there was not a emergency hearing, which was just, I was mind boggled. Why did we even have an emergency session? And then I saw the press release last night from Senator Barnes about no delay, let's pay press release, and then just dogging on Therese Terlahi. And I was saying, wait a minute, why didn't you object for an adjournment, for a recess, after Senator San Augustine requested for a recess so that we can go into, why didn't you, object to that?
Let me ask you, Senator.
That was so political.
Because I know you'll answer. Let's go way back. Do you think the whole complexion of the relationship between the legislature and the administration, and I'm saying in that they have their 6-7 innies down there, that the governor snaps her finger, they jump. Do you think had the caucus selected Senator Therese Terlahi as the speaker, that we would be having a totally different conversation right now?
Absolutely different conversation. I think that there would be more fairness. Definitely the way the sessions are conducted would be done more professionally, I think that everybody would probably work more harmoniously together than what's going on right now. And I definitely think that there would be that checks and balances between the branches of government.
Right.
That for sure, I think, regardless if it's a Democrat legislature and a Democrat governor, I think with Therese Terlahi behind the gavel, then I think you're going to get what the people expect us to do, and that is to be fair and go through checks and balances.
All right, Senator, we're at the top of the hour. I want to thank you for your time, definitely your perspective. We watched you at the hearing last night, and you were asking some good questions, so thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Sabrina. You guys take care. Create a great day and a great weekend. Let's hope that there is and I will write a letter to Senator Sabina Paris. I did text her after the hearing and said she did a great job, and that looking forward to the next one, and let's rock and roll. Let's get this all out in the open so the people of Guam can truly see what's going on.
Thank you, Senator. Wash your hands.
Thank you. Will do, as always.
Be safe.
All right. 7:58. We'll take a break, and then we're gonna jump on to KUAM TV 11 again. It's the KUAM News takeover of Guam's favorite containing COVID. Good morning.
Keeping you informed. KUAM News brings